A brilliant spark ignited when collectors discovered that even coins from well-known mints can hide a treasure trove of history and value in their tiny details. Today, we focus on a coin whose story resonates with the reverence of design and the subtlety of rarity, a coin that challenged expectations despite its modest appearance. Let's unravel the tale of the 2004 US. One dime, a piece that, at a glance, might seem routine, yet carries layers of nuance and heritage beneath its surface. At first, it may surprise you that a coin from a standard release year could carry so much lore. The 2004 US. One dime emerged from an era marked by innovative minting techniques and a renewed sense of pride in America's numismatic tradition. In this period, the U.S. Mint was busy modernizing its processes while still cherishing the artistic heritage of past decades. Historical records indicate that the 2004 dime was part of a series that aimed to blend traditional design with subtle modern enhancements. The coin honors a lineage of dimes that have been in circulation for generations, drawing inspiration from designs that evoke both nostalgia and the forward-thinking spirit of the new millennium. Every collector knows that the beauty of any coin lies in its details. The 2004 dime presents a dynamic interplay of design elements that subtly sets it apart from its peers. On the obverse, President Franklin D. Roosevelt's portrait is rendered with remarkable precision, mirroring the familiar yet always striking visage that has made this figure an enduring symbol of leadership. The reverse continues to captivate with its depiction of a torch flanked by olive and oak branches, a design that has long served as a metaphor for liberty and strength. What makes this particular dime rare isn't merely the visual arrangement, but rather the minute variations that occurred during the minting process. Some coins from this year exhibit slight die variations and minor shifts in the shadowing around Roosevelt's profile, drawing the attention of even the most seasoned numismatists who appreciate the subtleties that differentiate a routine coin from a treasured specimen. The story of the 2004 dime is not just limited to aesthetics. Its production was influenced by factors that have intrigued historians and collectors alike. Certain production runs, for reasons still debated among experts, have a slightly lower strike quality than others. This peculiarity, rather than detracting from the coin's beauty, has become a focal point for collectors. When preserved in near-mint condition, these dimes hint at a delicate balance between mass production and the artistry of minting, a balance that has enchanted collectors who value both historical significance and craftsmanship. In rare instances, coins from this year have been identified as exhibiting what experts call enhanced details due to subtle variations in the dies or patterns. Such coins, often graded as MS 65 or higher, carry an extra premium in auction records and private sales. Auction houses and private dealers have noted that while the 2004 dime maintains a modest face value, its market value can be surprisingly robust if the coin is in pristine condition. Recent auctions have seen these coins fetching prices well above their face value, particularly among collectors seeking to complete their sets of modern dimes. In high-grade specimens with minimal circulation, values have occasionally surged into the upper hundreds of dollars, an impressive feat for a coin of such modest denomination. Conversely, coins with significant wear and tear are valued more conservatively, yet still attract strong interest due to their historical context. The divergence in value based on condition emphasizes how important preservation is in numismatic circles. When a coin is preserved in what collectors refer to as mint state, free from the fingerprints of everyday handling and environmental damage, it can transition from a common piece of currency to a coveted collector's item. Delving further into its background reveals additional fascinating insights. There is a lesser-known narrative that surrounds some of the production batches of the 2004 dime. Rumor among certain circles in the collecting community suggests that a few production anomalies, now documented in specialized numismatic literature, were initially seen as manufacturing flaws. Over time, however, these very anomalies have been reinterpreted as subtle markers of authenticity and vintage charm. One such intriguing story involves a batch where the die experienced an unusual wear pattern, leading to a variation in the quality of the luster on the coin's surface. This occurrence, once considered a defect, is now celebrated by seasoned collectors who appreciate that even in mass production, there exists an individuality that mirrors the imperfections inherent in any artistic endeavor. Collectors and enthusiasts have observed that the degree of circulation significantly influences the coin's value. A 2004 dime that has stayed in unblemished condition for years, tucked away from the handling that naturally comes with everyday transactions, can command a price several times higher than those that have seen years of circulation. This is an important consideration for anyone looking to invest in modern collectibles. The coin's value is not solely determined by its date or face value, but largely by how well it has been preserved over the years. When collectors discuss the condition of a coin, they often refer to terms like mint state, proof, or uncirculated, each denoting a level of perfection that directly correlates with market interest. In this sense, the 2004 dime serves as an excellent case study in how careful handling and preservation can elevate an ordinary piece of currency into a prized collectible asset. What adds another layer of allure to the 2004 dime is its resonance with the collector's passion for uncovering stories in every artifact they acquire. Some collectors recall the thrill of discovering an untouched 2004 dime at a local coin show, where decades of careful storage and minimal exposure to the elements resulted in a specimen that retained its original mint luster. Others reminisce about the painstaking process of obtaining certification from renowned grading services, an essential step for anyone looking to authenticate the coin and ensure its value remains intact over time. These experiences are not just transactions. They are the building blocks of a collector's legacy, a narrative woven with threads of passion, dedication, and an unyielding commitment to preserving history. In casual conversation among experts, discussions about the 2004 dime often transition seamlessly from technical details to the stories behind each find. For instance, one well-known story in certain collector circles recounts how a seemingly insignificant misprint on a small batch of these dimes ignited a flurry of interest and led to one coin eventually being auctioned for a record-setting price. These anecdotes underscore that rarity is not always about limited mintage, but rather about the context and the journey of each coin. When a coin tells a story of unexpected variation and the thrill of a hidden gem rediscovered after years in storage, it commands a respect that goes far beyond its monetary value. Ultimately, as you hold a 2004 dime, you're not just handling metal and mint marks. You're experiencing a slice of American history. Whether it's the subtle variations that set apart a near-mint condition from a well-worn piece or the stories behind its production anomalies, this coin invites you to look deeper and appreciate the story that goes beyond its face value. The blend of aesthetic charm, nuanced history, and condition-driven value make it a fascinating subject for any avid collector. Building on the intriguing narrative of its predecessor, the 2007 US. One dime carries its own compelling story, a blend of heritage, innovation, and subtle deviations that resonate with collectors who know that value often hides in the details. This coin emerged at a time when the U.S. Mint continued to balance tradition with modernization, using refined minting processes that aim to capture the familiar essence of American coinage while incorporating the benefits of enhanced technology. The 2007 dime's creation was part of an initiative to commemorate a period of economic stability and renewed national pride, with design elements that nod to history while embracing the promise of a new era. The artistic depiction on the 2007 dime remains anchored in a time-honored tradition. Much like its 2004 counterpart, the obverse features a dignified portrait of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, an image that has transcended decades and become emblematic of American resilience. However, in this iteration, some subtle changes were introduced. The engraving received minor refinements to enhance clarity, and the interplay of light and shadow became a focal point for collectors. The reverse still carries the iconic torch with olive and oak branches, but collectors have noted that the die engraving exhibits a slightly crisper finish than some earlier editions, a difference that can be discerned upon close inspection. It's these slight shifts, a refined luster here, a nuanced chisel there, that define the coin's unique signature and have attracted a dedicated following among experienced collectors. Even within the realm of a seemingly commonplace denomination, there lies an undercurrent of rarity in the 2007 dime. The coin's history is peppered with production nuances that have since become the subject of keen interest. Several production runs from 2007 are noted for their exceptionally sharp detail, and a few specimens were struck with what experts describe as vivid relief, where even the micro details of the portrait and lettering are rendered with extraordinary clarity. This phenomenon isn't found uniformly across every coin of that year. Instead, it appears in select minting batches, turning a standard coin into an unintentional work of art that signals both a high strike and careful craftsmanship. These limited instances have spurred collectors to search diligently for dimes graded in the highest condition, as their rarity is underscored by the exacting standards required to achieve such perfection. As the coin circulated, its reputation began to develop organically among collectors, a reputation bolstered by impressive auction performances. While still carrying its nominal face value, high-grade 2007 dimes have, in recent years, been known to fetch significantly higher prices at auctions. Recent records show that coins exhibiting ideal luster, minimal wear, and those benefiting from the rare, vivid relief have commanded premium bids, occasionally reaching into the low to mid-hundreds of dollars. This trend is reflective of a broader market sentiment, where the condition of the coin determines whether it becomes merely a routine collectible or transforms into a cherished piece. In many cases, coins receiving professional grading that certify them as MS-65 or above have particularly caught the eye of serious collectors who understand that even slight nuances in minting quality can create substantial differences in value. Among the stories that add allure to the 2007 dime is one that circulates within tight-knit collector circles. A well-known anecdote involves an enthusiast who discovered an impeccably preserved example at a local coin expo, a coin that appeared to exhibit an extraordinary level of detail rarely captured in mass-produced pieces. This specimen, later authenticated and graded by a reputable agency, was then featured in several collectors' magazines as a standout example of modern minting excellence. Its discovery sparked conversations about the unpredictable nature of coin production, prompting debates on whether such remarkable detail was the result of a fortuitous set of conditions or an intentional tweak in the minting process. Stories like these do more than just intrigue. They remind collectors that sometimes the exceptional emerges from what initially appears to be ordinary. In addition to these anecdotal treasures, the 2007 dime also reveals interesting variations based on how it was handled and stored over time. Those that have survived in pristine, near-mint condition tend to be highly coveted. In contrast, coins that show signs of moderate circulation or subtle wear still hold value, yet the difference in market performance is noticeable. Collectors often compare the luminous quality of a freshly minted coin to one that has gracefully gathered patina through years of circulation. In the world of numismatics, every tiny scratch or faded detail tells a story, and for the 2007 dime, this dynamic has created a clear hierarchy in its valuation. Coins preserved in what the trade calls uncirculated condition, which maintain the sharp, reflective finish imparted at the time of production, generally secure a far higher premium than their well-worn counterparts. Another intriguing facet of the 2007 dime lies in its role as a comparative benchmark for modern coin production. Experts often cite it in discussions about the balance between mass production and the pursuit of numismatic perfection. As the mint refined its production techniques, the 2007 release inadvertently became a showcase of what can be achieved when technological enhancements meet traditional craftsmanship. This delicate balance offers not only aesthetic satisfaction, but also a tangible connection to the era in which the coin was produced, a time when national sentiment and industrial innovation intermingled to create lasting artifacts. Between collectors and auction enthusiasts alike, the 2007 dime has been the subject of lively discussions about the implications of grading standards on modern coins. In casual yet passionate debates, it is not uncommon for experts to point out that while many coins from this year might appear similar on the surface, only a select few display the kind of perfection worthy of a spot in top-tier collections. The subtle differences in die wear and minute discrepancies in the coin's relief can have a profound impact on its desirability and, ultimately, its value on the open market. This is why some collectors will invest significant time and expertise to search through large quantities of coins to find that one special specimen that embodies both the ideal strike and the intended finish. The impressive journey of the 2007 dime, from its minting to its evolution as a coveted collectible, mirrors the passion that drives collectors to appreciate not just the monetary value, but the artistry and history encapsulated in a small piece of metal. Whether it's the rare instances of vibrant detail or the quiet reassurance of a coin that has been carefully maintained, the 2007 dime exemplifies the notion that significance lies in both the visible and the subtle marks of time. Its fluctuations in market value serve as a reminder that, for collectors, condition isn't just a measure of preservation. It's a narrative, a record of how each coin has weathered the passage of years. In the end, holding a 2007 dime in your hand is more than a momentary thrill. It's a gateway into a tradition of discovery that transforms everyday currency into a prized collectible. The refined details, the unforeseen production quirks, and the conversation-worthy stories all contribute to a coin that demands recognition. As you continue your journey through the world of modern numismatics, the 2007 US one dime stands as a shining example of how history and modernity can converge in the most unexpectedly beautiful ways.